Thank you very much.
So, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for asking. How are you? You guys okay?
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot
Yeah.
for being here tonight.
Yeah, no problem.
So, if you want, you can start.
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, we are really happy to have you here, and usually we start with a small presentation from yourself, if you want to introduce a little bit about yourself, about your music background, about how you came up with your, music ideas and with your projects, and even if you want to talk a little bit about how you really approached music when you were a child or something. So, yeah, that would be great.
Cool. I'm David, and I play drums and do lead vocals in the band Abysmal Decay. We're based in Scotland, kind of Glasgow area, and we play like slow, horrible death metal.
Yeah.
That's basically it. But so we released a demo at the start of the year. It's just a self-titled demo. There was 2 songs on it. The songs are quite long, so it was about 11, 12 minutes long in total for the demo. And then in October, we released a little sort of standalone single, which was just to kind of keep interest going until we do our EP next year. So I got into music through my dad. He was into like AC/DC, Rainbow, Sabbath, Priest, all that kind of stuff. So as soon as I hit that age where that sounded interesting to me, it was like, that was it. I mean, I could have been a doctor or something, but I found heavy metal instead. So.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've heard that kind of thing before, but I didn't really get into writing music until probably my late teens, and it was pretty basic stuff. A lot more thought goes into it now. So I used to absolutely hate playing guitar, because when you were in school and the guitars they had were those little classical guitars with the nylon strings, they hurt your fingers. You just, this is rubbish. I want to bash the drums instead. So that's the first thing I did was play drums, and then I found electric guitar later on, and it was a lot easier. And it's kind of weird because then I went on to do like bass and all that stuff as well, which is like there's the bigger strings than nylon guitars,
Sure.
At least you're playing one string at a time, I guess. Yeah, that's it really. I'm just an average dude playing in a death metal band. I work a normal job like everybody else. That's it. Hope I answered your question there.
And so let's talk about your music, because your material really had a strong impact with the underground scene. So can we talk about the writing process? How you usually do for record something?
Yeah. So usually before Abysmal, I would write riffs. It would be always the riff that would start, and then everything would grow around the riff. You'd get an entire structure from a riff. But with Abysmal Decay, it's actually been a little bit different. I've actually been kind of thinking of basically just everything in my head. So I'll think of a riff. I won't necessarily play the riff. So I'll think of a riff, and then I'll make an entire strong structure in my head. And then I have an electric drum kit here. I don't know if you can see it, but so I basically play the electric drum kit into my computer with the song in my head.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then I'll record the guitar and the bass and stuff. And it's worked out pretty well so far. So
Sure.
The newer songs, that it's been more of there's a riff of just jam noodling around on the guitar and stuff, and then I just kind of take myself away from the instrument, away from listening to music. I'll sit down for half an hour or something. I'll just have a little think in my head. Right,
Sure.
where's this gonna go? What if I do this? What if I do that? That might sound a little bit too obvious or whatever. Just kind of work it out, and then when I actually get down to demoing the track and you listen to it back, sometimes it's not always what you want, so you can tweak things here and there.
Sure.
The only problem is I do it like proper old school. I'm literally playing that into there. I'm not using like click tracks or anything like that, or quantizing or whatever. So if I want to change something, I need to play it all again, which is fine, I guess. But so usually it just starts with the riff, but recently it's been kind of just getting a structure in my head, loosely based around a riff that I've kind of thought, okay, that might be pretty cool. We'll go into this, and then it's pretty chill, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And your sound was always, like, since the beginning, like, rooted in death metal, or is something that you kind of evolved or from something maybe different?
So Abysmal Decay has always been a death metal band, always will be a death metal band. But I mean, since I was a kid, I've played in hardcore bands, punk bands, grindcore bands, death metal bands, doom bands, you name it, like crossover bands, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like since I was a kid, I've been into death metal. I've always wanted to play death metal. It was always quite hard to find people with a kind of the same sort of mindset as you for death metal, especially back 15 years ago or something. You know, people weren't into like Autopsy and all that kind of stuff. You know, they were more into like the more extreme death metal, like stuff like, for example, maybe like Vader or something. You know, the crazy double bass and blast beats and all that kind of stuff. Whereas I want to be basic, just totally basic.
Yeah.
You know, that's the death metal I love, so it's death metal I want to play, you know.
So
sure.
Nice.
And so also the kind of atmospheric part. So you are really interested about like building. So it's something that I think that it take more time than just to build a usual riff. So you take it's really nice.
So there's definitely parts in Abysmal Decay where I always try to explain my songwriting process to the guys, especially that there's always like a middle section, like a slow middle section, and there's usually 2 bars with just the riffs, 2 bars with vocals, and then there's 2 bars with the solo over the top, but it's usually the same sort of arrangement. Like 6 bars is kind of a weird, like, why are you going for 6 bars? Usually you would go for 4 bars or whatever. But I like to keep that atmosphere going, you know, keep that kind of the feeling going. Because, I mean, I wouldn't say we're a death doom band, but it's that kind of slow feeling of, I don't know. I mean, one of the main mantras for this band is like, everybody's going to die someday. I may as well try and remind you of that.
Yeah. And also about this, can you please tell us about your how can I say your reference? The bands that you usually listen.
My reference.
Yeah. So
I mean, if you have something that you normally like listen to, or if you have some favorite sound that you know.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of this band, Abysmal Decay, like stuff. I mean, the obvious 2 would be there's 2 Japanese bands that I absolutely love. One's called Coffins, and the other one is Anatomia. So Anatomia are a lot slower than Coffins, but Coffins are they're not well produced band in any way. Their sound's so rough, and I love that. Like, it's like kind of really rough recordings. And it's got that kind of punky edge to it as well. You can tell what they're trying to do. It's like, but I've loved that band since like 2008 or something. Since I heard one of their records back then. It was like, wow, this is so heavy. But it's not fast. It's not extreme. But it's still heavy because they're tuned to I think it's tuned to A or something like that. So, but I found it really interesting at the time. But the whole thing with Abysmal is, while those 2 bands are a big influence, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily like taking things from their music, because I'm playing drums and doing vocals in Abysmal Decay, so it kind of helps me because that's not as technical and it's not as crazy on the drums. It gives me a bit more leeway to do more extravagant vocals, I guess, that kind of thing. So it might sound like Coffins or Anatomia sometimes in slow parts or the punkier parts, but that's really because I can't play anything else. Sometimes it's a necessity. But although saying that, with jamming with the guys and the more that our ideas are coming through, I've found that I can actually do more than I first thought I could do. So I can sing over beats that I didn't even know I could sing over. So we'll be taking advantage of that at some point in the future for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. And considering like the part of your releases in general, but how important is the physical aspect, like the material that you produce? Like how important is for you is like vinyl, cassette? Like how do you choose? What do you like most, and what is your favorite?
You can probably tell by looking around that I love.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Records here, there's records there. Just
Yeah.
But yeah, every release that Abysmal is going to do will have a physical. We did a digital single in October, but that will be a physical shortly.
Yeah.
Nice, super nice.
There's just, records and that kind of stuff. They take a lot of time to press.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always intended that we were going to do a physical. But yeah, everything I've ever done, I've always wanted to, to hold that in your hands, like a record, a tape, whatever it is, even a CD. It's just like, I love that. It's like one of the feelings you cannot beat. Because you just go back, and it's like going back to like when I was a kid, like getting Slayer records and all that kind of stuff. You like read everything on the inside. You want to know everything about this record. So I'm always take so much time on like liner notes and thanks lists and all that kind of stuff, and I try and make it like as interesting as it was for me when I was a kid for other people reading it. So, but yeah, it's very important. Physical.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask you, so usually death metal bands are like connected to sometimes to a European scene or US. So for Abysmal Decay, what do you think? So you are more connected with one or another, or just your stuff?
I think, we're still a relatively new band, but it's quite good because a lot of us, well, we have a Greek guy in the band and we have a Brazilian in the band.
Yeah.
So we're connected to Europe and we're connected to South America and America, but we all have our own friends that we've met through music. We're all around about the same age, kind of older than 30, that's all I'll say. Yeah, I know tons of guys over in America that are always really supportive of the stuff that I'm doing. There's a massive scene in Europe for death metal at the moment. You seem to look at the labels that are putting out stuff right now. You've got like Head Split Records, you've got Lycanthropic Chants, you've got Extremely Rotten, Dave's label from Copenhagen, from Undergang. But at the end of the day, we are a Scottish death metal band, and we are part of the Glasgow death metal scene, which is pretty booming at the moment. So we're more than happy to be a part of that.
Sure.
Yes, and have you ever done or considered to make your music for a soundtrack for a movie or something, for like a horror movie or maybe?
I would absolutely love to have a song in a horror movie, but
yeah.
Anybody who wants that, you just give me a shout. I have a really good friend, Ryan, who he actually makes like horror movie soundtracks as a solo project. You guys interviewed Ryan from Grave Ghoul. He's a really talented guy, but I don't know if our music's kind of suited to horror movies. Don't get me wrong, I'll come up with a track if you want one. That's cool. But
yeah.
I think the kind of horror movies that I'm into anyway, I feel like it's got to be kind of that old school, for creepy music,
Yeah.
But if our music ever got featured on a soundtrack, that'd be well cool.
Sure. And can you explain the concept behind the lyrics and the artwork? And so, how do you choose the titles and the imaginary and the aesthetics?
So it's kind of obviously I'll have ideas of subjects to write songs about.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily have a title that I was thinking, I'm going to write a song about this, and then the title might come later. But when you actually have the song and you have the rest, it's quite interesting how the title and the song mix up. You can actually hear if that's going to work or not.
Yeah.
So when I listen to a demo recording of ours or whatever, right,
Sure.
that's going to be that song. I'm working on a song right now for the EP. It's called Descent to Death. It's going to be the second track on the EP. And it's going to start with a bass intro, and it's going to go really slow, and then the music's going to come in, and then that's going to be, when the music comes in, that's the part you realize you've woken up in the coffin and you're being lowered to your death. So I kind of like to, you know, it sounds kind of weird, but kind of what they did back in the day with classical music, you know, you can hear the scenes through the music. Yeah. I guess you wouldn't hear that unless I explained it to you. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in terms of the imagery and stuff, it's always been about the old school. At the moment, we're definitely doing more of the old school stuff. So the demo had like a typical black and white cover. So it was just like a white cover with someone had drawn some black on it. And then got a zombie coming out of the ground, you know, classic.
Yeah.
The last one we had was my mate Tony from Finland. He done it for us. So I had this idea of a guy ripping out his own bones because they ached so much. So we wrote that song. I wrote that song. It was called Bone Ache, and I was like, right, who am I going to get to do the artwork, and how do I explain that I want a guy on the front ripping out his own bones?
Yeah.
Right? And it looks cool. So
Nice.
I don't know. You just kind of have to explain your ideas to whoever's trying to bring the artwork to life, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I hopefully covered your question there.
Yes. And regarding, you know, live in general, going sound and playing live, do you have any memory of a particular concert, either that you've been to or even that you played to, and that is something that you really remember, and it was the most memorable moments that you can think of?
Yeah, I don't know if it's memorable or more funny. So we've only played 2 shows at the moment. So our first gig was awesome. It was just like we played our set and everybody was going crazy. Yeah. But it was the last song, was Macabre End, which is the second track on the demo. So I came in with the drum fill, dum, 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 and we started playing, and I was like, something doesn't sound quite right. What's going on here? And then Diego, the guitar player, looks over, he's like, oh, he's playing the completely wrong song. And I was like, no, this is the last song, so we've already played all the songs. I'm like, how? But Diego is one of these people. He's like a total perfectionist. So he still hasn't stopped apologizing for that.
Oh my!
Every time we see each other, man, I'm so sorry, man. I keep playing the wrong. I was like, dude, fine. We're trying to explain to him that there's no such thing as a perfect concert. I don't care who you are. There's no such thing as a perfect concert. He was so upset about it, and it was absolutely hilarious. We stopped 30 seconds in, and it goes, right, let's just start again.
It happens, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was so funny.
Yeah, I mean,
and also, so you have like some upcoming show, or you think to do some like festival or a tour?
I'd love to do a tour.
Yeah.
The thing is with Abysmal Decay is like everybody, all the other guys are in loads of bands. So this is so basically with Abysmal at the moment, I write everything and I record demos of everything, send them to the guys, I send playthrough videos and all that kind of stuff. Then we get together, we get the songs together and all that kind of stuff, and then we record them for real. So that's the easiest way for me, for those guys to commit what little amount of time they have, rather than we go to the rehearsal space, we work on a couple of riffs, we might have a song in a couple of weeks, and it's like, nah, here's the song, here's another song, right, we'll do it this way until we have more time together.
Sure.
So until they have more time, I don't think touring is really an option, although I'd love to do it. If someone turns around and says, do you want to do a tour supporting whoever for the next 3 weeks? I'd love to do it, but I can't guarantee the other guys would do it. But in terms of 2026, we are playing the Dead Winter Festival, which is a festival held every year in Glasgow. This will be the third one that they've done. So we're playing on the Friday. And after that, there's nothing in the pipeline, but there's so many places that I'd love, like a dream of mine. I've never done it with any band. I almost played in Japan once, but unfortunately.
Yeah. Nice.
I think everybody's dream one day is to go over to Japan.
Yeah.
There's a specific venue in Japan that I want to play, and it's in Nagoya, and it's called Huck Finn. And Takahol from the band Unholy Grave, he puts gigs on there all the time, and they just look like the most amazing gigs you've ever seen. And it's so cool. Like every touring band goes through there that goes through Nagoya on the way to Osaka. It's just like, I want to play there. I want to play there.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah, absolutely.
To the point where I can only go to Japan and stand outside there, then I'll take it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Festivals as well, you know. I mean, if someone gets in touch and wants us to play a festival, if we're all available and we can all do it, then I don't see any issues with that, you know. I mean,
sure.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I wanted to ask a question, but I think I kind of know. But I mean. Usually we ask if you see in the future of your project like some, you know, kind of evolution from when you're now. Like you think that you're going to anyway cover your path in the way you're doing now and to release other stuff that are almost, you know, on the same line, or you preview some kind of different evolution or something?
Well, what was the answer you think I was going to say?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think that you, for sure, is always an evolution in a way, right? But I think that you have a kind of clear path in a way. So and I think you like it quite a lot. So.
But the thing is, like, there's always room for evolution. As I was talking to you guys earlier, I've only recently found out that I can do vocals over certain drum beats.
Yeah.
So they're gonna start showing their faces in songs and all that kind of stuff. So there's definitely going to be an evolution in segments of the songs, at least. But as far as overall sound and direction goes, we're always going to try and be as heavy and as disgusting as we possibly can be, you know. So,
sure.
And we love it. Like
that's the main goal. But then it depends. Like, I feel like to keep it interesting, you do have to change it a little bit sometimes.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm totally cool with changing ideas if it has to come to that, you know, to make it more interesting. So.
Yes, of course.
And so, also, do you have other side projects? I know just one, but can you please talk about your side projects?
So, I think I probably have the least amount of side projects than everybody else. So I'll go through the other guys first. So we have Diego. He plays guitar. So he has his own band called Murder Worship, which are like kind of super extreme, you know, death metal type stuff. They do remind me a lot of Vader. But he's done 2 albums with those guys, and they're writing a new record just now. He's also playing bass in Brainbath, who are doing a new record at the moment. It's just getting mixed and mastered. That should be out at some point next year. He also plays bass in Night Fighter, which is a speed metal band. I'm pretty sure he's in one more, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Bass in Night Fighter, he plays guitar in Night Fighter. Anyway, then we've got George, who plays bass. He's in his own band called Timbos, which is kind of like, it's like proper old school death metal, almost bordering on like when Hellhammer was death metal. You know?
Yeah.
Very straight ahead, kind of not crazy riffs, but it's very meat and potatoes death metal. It's really fun, really cool. They have a record out as well. You should check that out. Really cool guys. They'll probably be up for coming onto the podcast at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
And George has also just done a demo for his new band called Necrotomy. So that should be good. I can't wait to hear that. And then Liam, we've got Liam. He's on guitar as well. he plays guitar in a band called Fatal Collision, which is kind of like a crossover kind of thrash band, which have just kind of gone on hiatus at the moment. I think they're having drummer problems. He also plays in a crossover band called Hardstare and another crossover band called Daniel Wax Off. So busy guys.
Yeah, really a lot.
It's really nice to
You can
hear
see
about the
the
network.
idea of kind of trying to get as much together as I possibly can, giving them videos and all that kind of stuff. So once we go into the rehearsal room, it's like, it's done. If anybody has any suggestions on how we can make songs better and stuff, then
Sure.
we can always try it out and all that kind of stuff. But as for myself, obviously I play bass in Glasgow.
Yeah. You just say hi to.
Hi Ryan. He's working just now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also I play lead guitar in a kind of death metal band called Exhumation, guys from Indonesia.
Okay.
We did a European tour last year and did some lead guitar for their new record, which is going to be out next year. It's going to be a split record with a band from California.
Ooh.
Okay.
Looking forward to that. I'm pretty sure that's it. I think that's it. I've got like a kind of, not solo stuff, just like we kind of silly sort of grindcore, death grind type things, you know.
Yeah.
But it's nothing serious, you know, just kind of in my spare time, I feel like.
Sure.
And anyway, I would like to say hi to everyone because there's a lot of people.
Me and my friend Kenny from Brainbath, we have a project called Gouger as well, but I wouldn't say it's like the most active thing in the world.
Yeah.
Again, it's just when we have time, you know.
Sure.
And yeah, I mean, I would like to ask you how you see the metal scene nowadays. Now, you know, because of course we went through years and years, and everything can be changed, blah blah. But how do you see the scene right now, and also in your place, and how you see it different from time and space in general?
I think the scene's in a good place. I think music generally I would say all over the world right now is in a pretty good place. I'm sure you guys noticed as well, there was a lot more people after COVID going to shows, you know, a lot more people wanted to get out, they wanted to experience live music and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that kind of helped. I remember after COVID, the first few gigs I played, they were absolutely packed. So, but in terms of the Scottish scene, there's bands always popping up everywhere, you know. Those guys making music in their bedroom and all that kind of stuff. It's great. I mean, you don't have to be playing live to be a part of the scene, you know. So
exactly. Sure.
Even the UK, I saw Jack in there somewhere. The band Liquefied from Nottingham, they put out an amazing release, and it's just awesome to see so many people coming in and doing death metal. You know, it's really cool. But also having their own kind of spin on it, which makes it different, which is always good. Yeah, I think the scene's in a good place. There's Yoga. Yes. That's the guitar player from
Yeah, I think this is a very, very nice thing that it happens in this genre of music. It's, I don't know, I see a really huge society. It's growing and growing everywhere, and so it is so nice because
people are buying a lot more records now as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So much more stuff. It's crazy. You can't like, but most labels are pressing like 300 copies and stuff. So it's not enough. They're having to do represses and stuff. So it's great to see death metal being consumed in physical format as well as being played live. You know.
Yeah, completely. Yes.
So I think that.
Yes.
That's all.
Yeah, I think it was really, really nice to meet you, and we really would like to thank you for being with us. It was really nice, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I really would like to say goodbye to you as well. So we call you back, and thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Pleasure. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thank you. Really.
Thank you. Bye, and thanks everyone watching.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.